Hello, VoodooFrog here, and today I'm presenting my top 5 tips for the Chaos Reborn Prototype. So, let's get started. Tip 5. If the client breaks, quit out and log back in. We're starting with an easy one here. If you've ever had any problems selecting a unit, or all your buttons have disappeared, or really anything a bit odd has happened with the client interface, just quit out of the prototype, fire it back up, and log back in. The game should now be right back where you left it, but with everything working again. Also, the same applies if you get disconnected for any reason. Just log back in. Tip 4. Use and learn the information screens. This one is crucial to developing your strategy in the game and learning what's what. It's quite simple really. Whenever you have a unit selected on the map, be it your own or an opponent's, there's a bar that appears at the bottom of the screen with the creature's name and tells you whether it's a known illusion. This is actually a button, and if you click it, it will bring up the stats for the selected creature. Even better, you can click on the stat names and get a detailed description of what they do. Tip 3. Read the spell descriptions. This one is closely related to tip 4, but it's important enough to bear mentioning separately here. Don't just click through the spell list screens to cast as quick as possible. Yes, I know there's a time limit, but a bit of reading can save you some grief. I've seen a fair few people assume a magical attack is going to kill a wizard, or cast a magical bolt assuming that it's rolling against magic resistance, when it is in fact defense. This can save you wasting spells and again helps you develop a strategy. Feel free to blast through to a cast once you've really learned what you're casting. Tip 2. It can pay to be patient. Okay, so this one's dear to my heart. You really don't have to be doing something fantastic every turn in this game. This is especially true of games with more than 2 players involved, as oftentimes they can be busy blasting the snot out of each other half a screen away. Sometimes it's far more useful to hold on to the spells you have for use in a more critical situation. It's not always a bad thing to be reactive instead of proactive. Plus, it has a lovely psychological effect on players who expect every turn to be full of spells and movement. So what's my number 1 tip? Don't take it too seriously. Chaos Reborn is oftentimes a game of absurd strokes of luck and should be approached with that in mind. I'm not saying you should just lark about and play the fool in a given match, but just try not to take it to heart when a lowly goblin smites your golden dragon 1 turn after you cast it. Just relax and have fun. I often see my strategies fall to pieces in the game, and rather than annoying me, it makes me chuckle more often than not. So that concludes my 5 tips for the Chaos Reborn prototype. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you out on the battlefields.